Hi there. My name is Mark Long, and I'm with Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee. And in this brief video, I want to help you answer a question that a lot of our clients have, and that is, should I always use a realtor when I sell my property? Well, first of all, understand real estate agents are an excellent option in certain situations when you're trying to sell a property, okay? I like real estate agents. Some of my best friends are real estate agents. I work with real estate agents. I used to be a licensed real estate agent, okay? So when is a realtor an excellent option for selling your property? Well, if your property is in excellent shape. Now, by that, I mean, is it very neat, very clean, very tidy? Does it feel very roomy on the inside? Not a lot of clutter, right? Relatively new, kind of in-style furniture and furnishings, that sort of thing. Does it not need very many repairs or maintenance? And now, maybe you need to touch up the paint in a couple of places or clean some carpet. But other than that, is it kind of ready to go, right? People can look at it and say, oh yeah, I could live here. And is that property in an excellent neighborhood? One of those hot new little neighborhoods where everybody wants to be. It's in a great location, a lot of shopping, great schools, all that kind of stuff. If that describes your property, then a real estate agent is an excellent choice to help you get top dollar for your property. Now, do keep in mind, though, that it might take 3, 6, or even 12 months for your property to sell. So you may have to wait. Now, during that time, you need to consider that you'll continue to pay the mortgage, the property taxes, the insurance, the maintenance, all of that continues to come out of your pocket until you find a buyer and that transaction and that sale actually closes, okay? Now, especially watch that maintenance there. If you're on the market 6 months or 12 months, every time something gets ripped or broken or, starts to malfunction, you've got to correct it, and that cost is going to come out of your pocket. You got to correct it because people are actively looking at your house. Also, you're going to have to leave your home constantly and keep it in, show mode, keep it very clean and tidy, ready for someone to show up and see it at almost any time. Now, I want you to remember something here when you list a house with a realtor. The longer that house stays on the market unsold, the lower the price is going to go. Now, typically what will happen, most owners want to list it for a little bit too high, just hoping somebody will come in, that really loves it and will spend the extra money. When that doesn't happen and the market continues to kind of move and the house stays on the market for, say, 20 or 30 days, other agents with clients that want to buy houses see that. And they'll tell those clients, hey, I want to go show you this house. It's kind of a nice place, but it's been on the market about 25, 30 days, so they probably haven't priced a little too high. There could be something else we need to watch for, but we could probably make them a little lower offer and get it for that. Now, notice what's happening. People are now starting to think about your house in terms of making lower offers. And as lower offers come in and you turn them down and the time goes, at some point you're going to have to lower that price to attract people. And so what's going to happen? You're going to start to chase that price down. Now, Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee can make selling your home or your property much faster, much easier, and in the process, in the long run, actually put more money into your pocket. And I'm going to show you exactly how we do that in just a moment here. First of all, we pay cash. We're going to quote you an amount, and if that amount is good for you, we work with win-win relationships. We want you to understand exactly what you're going to get. We want you to feel good about the deal, and then we will pay you that money cash, usually in less than 2 weeks, okay? Now, we're not going to come out and try to high pressure you or force you to sell your house. We're going to tell you what we're willing to pay, and then we can actually show you in many instances how that could actually be beneficial to you. And also, if you don't like our offer, if you would rather try to work with a real estate agent, we'll be more than happy to refer you to an agent that we know will absolutely do their best to help you get your property sold, okay? Not only that, you also don't have to worry about repairs when Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee buys your house, okay? We will simply buy your house as is, okay? And we'll take care of cleanup or repairs or whatever needs to happen down the road. Now, here's a quote that we hear all the time. You've probably heard it yourself, and I want to answer it right now. Someone told me a real estate agent can get me a lot more money for my house than I can get from a company like Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee. Is this true? Well, the answer is it depends, and the answer also says it depends on the deal itself, okay? Yes, a real estate agent can list and sell your property for more money than Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee most of the time, all right? But keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of expenses that you have to pay when a real estate agent sells your house. Also, these expenses can start to rise dramatically over time if your home doesn't sell, pretty fast, okay? Now, while your sale price steadily drops, those expenses continue to rise, okay? I want you to remember that. So what I want to do here in this video is I want to compare apples to apples, and I want to do it in a way that you can see it and understand it. We're going to compare the costs of working with Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee directly with the cost and the true value of working with a real estate agent. So here's the scenario. A real estate agent visits your property, they perform a market analysis, and they say, you know what, I think we can list this place for $95,000. Then a representative from Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee visits your property, looks around and says, I tell you what, we'll offer you $60,000 cash, and we'll close on this and give you that cash in 14 days or less. Now, which one of these is the better deal? Well, $95,000 as opposed to $60,000. $95,000 is a much better deal, right? Well, maybe, maybe not. Let's take a closer look at each deal and see which one would work best for you and your property. Notice we've got two offers here. Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee has offered you $60,000 cash in about 2 weeks or less. A realtor, a real estate agent, says they can list it, put it on the market for $95,000. So they put it on the market, and I'm going to go a little bit out of order here, but we're going to touch everything. So we put it on the market for $95,000, but the first few offers that come in are for less, say for $85,000. Okay? Now keep in mind, Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee said $60,000, and they'll bring you a $60,000 check. The realtor said, I think we can list it for $95,000, but offers start coming in low, and in this instance, they're $10,000 low. So instead of getting $95,000, you could sell it right now for $85,000 and put that in your pocket, right? Still a pretty good deal. Well, wait a minute. That $85,000 doesn't go in your pocket, right? There's closing cost. It is traditional for the seller to pay the closing, and that could be up to $4,000. So now the $85,000 that you thought you had has dropped down to $81,000. Notice Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee takes care of all closing costs, okay? Now, what about the repairs after inspection? Well, anytime somebody comes out to consider buying your house, they're going to hire an inspector. Now, that inspector may find various things that have to be corrected before that purchaser will go through with the deal and pay you, right? Well, what if they find $10,000 worth of damages or $10,000 worth of repairs? You'll have to come out of pocket and make those repairs before that buyer will buy your house. So now we started at $95,000. The offer was $85,000. We got to figure in closing, took it down to $81,000. And now you got to spend $10,000 on repairs. You're down to $71,000. Now I want you to think about this also. If your house stays on the market for 6 months, first of all, you have to continue to make the mortgage payment. Okay, so for the next 6 months, you've got to make that, $700-800 mortgage payment. I think it's $850. I put in these numbers. And across 6 months, you're going to pay an extra $5,100 in mortgage payments that you wouldn't have paid had you taken the money from the Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee offer, okay? So that $5,100 brings your $71,000 now down to $65,900. Then you also got to pay utilities during that time. So if they're $150 a month across 6 months, you're going to pay $900. Insurance, $125 a month. That's $750 across the 6 months. Now you're down to $64,250. Property taxes, we'll say around $125 a month. That's another $750. Now you're down to $63,500. And then there's maintenance. We've already talked about maintenance. If you spend $100 a month on maintenance, that's $600 across 6 months. Now you're down to $62,900. Notice you started out at $95,000. and you've managed to fall all the way down to $62,900 now. So what are the total expenses you're going to spend just waiting for a sale across 6 months? In this instance, $8,100. Okay, had you taken the 60 from Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee 6 months ago, this entire $8,100 would have stayed in your pocket. Okay, now also you got to figure the hassle of maintaining that house, keeping it in show condition, keeping it clean, repairing things, all that stuff for that entire 6 months, waiting for a sale, getting those irritating offers and they can't get financing and all that stuff that happens. Then here's the big one, realtor commissions. When you do sell, you've got to pay roughly 6%, right? And so on an $85,000 offer, okay, even after you still have to pay all the closing costs, repairs, all that, you're going to pay commission on that offer received. That's another $5,100. Notice what's happened. Your $95,000 original idea of how much money you were going to get has dropped all the way to $57,800. Now I want you to notice the difference here. You could have had $60,000 in 14 days, absolutely no hassles, out of there in 2 weeks and on with your life. Or if this house stays on the market 6 months, okay, you could end up with just $57,800 after all that hassle, all those repairs, all those worrying, all those keeping a house clean, all that. And that's just 6 months. If you had to go another 6 months, what's going to be another $5,000 that you spend on the mortgage, utilities, insurance, property taxes, maintenance, and all that? Okay, so you see what's happened here? The hassle and the time for roughly the same amount of money, actually a little bit less, and it could be a lot less. Now, I want you to understand something. All the numbers that I've used here are based on estimates and real estate market conditions, which change constantly. Some of the numbers could be less, some could be more, some could be a lot more, all right? But I want you to think about this. Across the next 6 months, what's going to happen to the real estate market? What's going to happen to the neighborhood that you're in? What's going to happen just to society in general that could change the value of that house? There's really no way to guarantee how much or how little you'll get for your property when you use a real estate agent, all right? Now, Creative Property Solutions of Tennessee guarantees exactly how much cash you're going to receive and when you'll receive it, okay? So while it may look like less at the beginning, in the end, it can bring you a lot of peace of mind and a better deal all the way around. Again, my name's Mark Long. You see my number, our website there. Please feel free to contact us. I'd love to come talk to you about your home. If you're ready to sell your property, let me come talk to you. Let me show you our offer, and let's see if we can work together, and let's see if we can get your home sold and get it sold in the easiest, most efficient, most profitable way possible. Thanks, and I look forward to hearing from you.